Ow! Oh, hello. Welcome. Oh, this is kind of hard to control. Hi there. Welcome to Whimsicraft episode 4. I can't believe I actually got to episode 4 within 2 months of the server starting. Like, don't look at last season, please. No, don't do that. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed that time-lapse slash montage, whatever you want to call it. And now I think we are more than overdue for a base tour. So let's get into that. First off, before I even show you anything about the space, I need to thank Toby so much because while I was on holidays, Toby spent like a week resource gathering all the blocks for this. It took around 14 shulker boxes of stuff to build this monster, and he did all the resource gathering, so I'm very grateful. Thank you so much, Toby. Oh yeah, if you want to know how we designed this thing, stick around until after the tour. I'm gonna hop into the creative server and show you guys just exactly how we figured this thing out. Okay, so from the outside, it's pretty insane. There's a whole part of here that's fallen off supposedly, and we used a bunch of chains and iron bars to make it look like there's rebar sticking out. All the windows are either missing or they're boarded up because it's quite a really old building. And for those wanting to learn a bit more about detailing, then I used dark blocks like a deep slate, then a bit lighter and a bit more lighter to slowly transition into the stone below each window to essentially show that there has been grime gathering on this ledge that has been slowly being washed off by the rain. On top there are a few antennas, a few exhaust fans, but enough talk about the exterior, let's take a look inside. We enter the build using this bubble elevator over here, which you probably saw me build during the time-lapse. Now we are on the first floor. This is the storage area. Also, little fun fact, right over here, right next to the entrance, there is actually a sugarcane farm. The farm is hidden up here, right next to the super smelter. I just shoved it in here and you can't see it from the build, but it produces sugarcane nevertheless. This is just our storage system. There's a bunch of little utility blocks we can use for crafting here. Mojang, please update this. Thank you. And this is all of our storage. It took forever to get everything we had in the chest down there to up here, but I'm glad it's over. Then back here, this is Toby's bedroom and my bedroom is right up here. Way more colorful than Toby's, of course. I just have superior interior design choices. And this is the first floor. It also contains the output to our moss farm and the output to the cobblestone farm, which is over here. The cobblestone farm can be turned on or off using this lever, which, using this chain of scaffolding, sends a signal all the way to the top of the building, where there is a TNT juper, which is apparently not working because something broke it. And this TNT juper just blows up this cobblestone, which gets sucked in by these hoppers into this dropper and dispensed by a drop chute all the way down into these chests. I'll have to get a look at why the TNT juper isn't working later. But let's go to the second floor. Up here we have the gas station, where we can park our ghasts. I didn't think we would use them much, but I was actually surprised how useful they came in when we were building this house. Especially for the windows, since they were quite difficult to access, and we didn't have a lot of firework rockets at the time. So this is where the ghasts are parked. Actually, ghasts like to face south, so they quite often end up facing the wall over there, which is quite silly. Then, over here, this is the drop chute, and this is another way to turn on and off the cobblestone farm. Then back here we have the super smelter, and a thing I actually figured out by complete accident, and I believe this is a vanilla feature, you can actually name minecarts. Not only can you see it over here, but it displays it as if it had a name tag, which is super cool. You can see I'm being quite busy here with all of these shulkers. This is a special project for episode 5, so stay tuned for that. Ha ha ha. Then, over here in the corner, we actually have a lava farm, which is already full. And this actually takes lava from the LA farm, which I'm going to show you guys in a second. Oh. Then we have this wonderful spiral staircase that leads us up into the third and final floor. Behind this wall there is the TNT blast chamber for the cobblestone, and this is part of the bone meal and moss farm. If we look up here, I can show you the insides of it. This is the bone meal farm. It was partially adapted from Razeworks design, believe it or not, and we squished it up, changed the proportions a bit, but pretty much it uses all the same mechanics as that farm. There'll be a link in the description below. Over here we have an enchanting area where there's also an output of bone meal, and there's also a little brewing spot with the automatic brewer from last episode where we had the automatic splash potion of infestation maker. Of course, a full level 30 enchantment table. And finally, this is the LAXP farm. It's a similar design to the one we use in episode 2, but it's just way larger. This machine specifically was designed by Sir James Ender on YouTube, link in the description, and instead of drowning, it uses a burning campfire to damage the LAs and produce a silverfish. Let me show you how it works. So you press the start, this sends a signal up to one of the droppers that actually splashes the infestation potion onto the LAs and uses a flint and steel to ignite the campfire, which starts damaging the LAs. Then the fish fall down here, I get to kill them, get the levels, and we use vines to prevent entity cramming. Once we are done, I can press stop, which splashes it with a water bottle, and the LAs stop being damaged. But now we have a problem. There's still a bunch of silverfish here. What do? Just open this, and they all burn. This is the same lava that's used for the farm below. I really love this base so much because it uses the space we give it to the absolute extreme. Like, the entire build is jam-packed with features I wouldn't even think to add in the beginning, and I'm super happy with how it turned out. And that was it for the base tour. Right now, I'm gonna hop on the creative server and tell you guys a bit about the design process for this thing. See you there. Welcome everyone to the Whimsicraft creative server. Here we plan our builds and other special surprises that may be coming up soon. So let me show you how we actually designed this beautiful base. Well, first off, we use the inspiration picture I showed in episode 1. That's this one, in case you forgot. From that, we established the size that we wanted to build this thing in. First, we thought we could use 1 block thick frames, and here we experimented a bit with adding the crossbeams like you see in the picture, but it looked really weird, and we thought we need to make it a bit thicker. So we tried to create a similar looking structure out of 2x2 beams, and we liked the proportions way better. This was the very first trial. We really liked that if you look in the picture, the leftmost beams are a bit shorter than all the other ones, and we wanted to keep this asymmetry in the build. Then we started to create a skeleton. I messed around here a bit with the painting of the moss, and then we realized we wanted to add a side that was torn off. But we didn't just jump from this to this, of course, no. It was just pure stone and there was no decorations whatsoever. So what we did first was establish some kind of color palettes. We created a color palette over here for the stone, for the moss, and then as well for the interiors. So a nice wooden brown color, which would contrast with the green, and then a kind of strange copper color between the wooden and the moss colors. That works really well with the tuff, because if you actually look close enough, tuff really just is a few shades of blue and green, meaning these work fantastically together. Then we of course established some details, the way our floors would work, and some other elements such as the happy gas parking or the XP farm. After we completed it, we had something like this. It was only stone and we had to texture the whole thing. Thankfully, in Axiom, I could very easily just use the noise painter, in which I created my own preset for concrete, where I used these blocks here. I used the splatter noise, and the splatter noise is the most accurate kind of noise as to what I would do if I would texture it manually. Then all I have to do is magic select all of the stone blocks, go back to the noise painter, and just start painting. As you can see, it textures the entire build for me. Super easy. After that, I painted in the moss where I wanted it to be, and I wanted it to kind of grow diagonally up like in the original picture. And then I just did the exact same trick. So instead of concrete, I created a moss texturing where it had not only moss blocks but also wool, lime, concrete powder, and bamboo blocks, and then I used the exact same method to texture it. After all that was done, I had to manually come in and texture every single part beneath the windows, like here with the pale oak wood. After all of that was done, all we had to do was add the windows, and I was inspired by these Minecraft builds, which actually took the exact same original picture and tried to turn it into Minecraft. And I really like the way some of these did their windows, so I was really inspired by that. So don't worry about having completely original ideas. One way or another, you will have to get inspired from something, and don't be afraid to copy a bit here and there as well. In the end, what came out was not a copy of somebody's build, but something completely original, even though we used some elements we saw online. Also, little fun fact, it was supposed to be originally this big, which you may think, oh wait, isn't this the thing that's standing in Whimsicraft right now? No, it's this. It's a way smaller version. It looks tiny compared to this monster, and this one's already pretty huge in survival in person. So I'm really happy Toby convinced me to make a smaller version, because this would be absolutely insane to build. Like, what would we do with all this space? Okay, back to Whimsicraft. And welcome back, everybody. Now, while I was building the base here, I actually noticed Schiedenberg has built something here on the spawn island, and I want to check it out, because it looks really cool. What? Bone box and bamboo. Okay. Oh! Okay, that's nice. Free XP. If the red glass is up, furnace is ready. Level 27 in 1 second. Take out the green dye to get XP. Okay, that is amazing. What? Well, I guess I won't have to use my XP farm anymore. Uh-oh. There's all kinds of competition coming from everywhere. Aside from this amazing free XP store, guys, isn't that insane? Aside from that store, there is... oh, I think it's over here. There's something else I heard about. This should be an iron store, yeah. If you want to get 7 iron blocks, you have to pay by doing a really difficult quest. We'll get the iron instantly, and we do the quest whenever we like. Or we do a simple quest, or we just pay 1 diamond. Well, I mean, what's the fun of paying a diamond? Plus, we're pretty poor, so let's see what the quest is. Okay, iron, and the quest is start a community project. What? Okay, let's have a think here. I thought it was gonna be something difficult, as in like, oh, get the advanced where you have to have all potion effects at once. But this one, okay, this one's actually difficult because it's quite vague, and it's also gonna be really good for the server. Start a community project. Well, actually, now that I think about it, my next episode plans could be adjusted a little bit to become a community project. So just you wait and see. I promise you, it's absolutely going to be worth the wait. I've slowly been stewing it for over a year. It's gone through many iterations, so some of you who have been at this channel for a while may know what I'm talking about. But to all the new viewers, it'll be a secret until episode 5 comes out. All that I can say is it includes ice. A lot of ice. Oh, I love this base so much. I didn't expect us to be able to build it in 1 day. Like, that is incredible. Right now, to finish off the episode, I'm gonna build a guardian farm in preparation for some material. Oh! Sorry, Musha's tower. Anyways, I said I was gonna build a guardian farm because I need to prepare for next episode. I'm gonna let you guys watch me struggle making this guardian farm. Let's go! welcome back. That was quite irritating to build. If you notice in the beginning, I was wearing full armor while building it, which was a really bad idea, because as it turns out, armor affects your invisibility potion's effectiveness, essentially. The more armor you wear, the easier it is for the guardians to spot you, which I had no idea about in the beginning, but then I actually googled it and it went on super smooth. And then Musha joined me in the middle of it and helped out a lot, meaning this is now me and Musha's guardian farm, and hopefully we will be building a shop for it soon. Maybe next episode, maybe the one after that, who knows. This farm was designed by ENX04, and it's not only a great guardian farm, but also a great XP farm. Oh god, they're loud. But yeah, I think that's going to be actually everything for this episode. Thank you so much for joining me here today, and I'm super duper excited for the next episode. See you then. Bye!